I mean, let's be real, if you're a K-pop fan or a K-drama fan, I'm sure you want to understand what they say in their V-Lives or interviews or watch the K-drama without subtitles. I mean, isn't that the dream?
So alive and tonight I'm thinking I don't wanna go.
What is up everyone, welcome to another video on my June Journey series. If you're new to my channel, I'm doing this series where I'm posting every single day of the month of June. We are nearing the end, so basically that's 30 videos in 30 days. In case you're new here and have missed out on the previous videos, don't worry, I've got you covered. I have a June Journey playlist here, so make sure you do catch up on the series. Anyways, I think this video has been one of the most requested videos on my channel since I made a similar video exactly 1 year back. And that time when I made the video, I was quite a newbie, like an absolute noob when it came to learning Korean. And even now I'd categorize myself as a beginner, but I'm definitely an experienced beginner, if that makes sense. That time though, I was like very much new into the scene and had no clues, just knew a handful of vocabs, knew some basic grammar, and that's pretty much it. Now I understand quite a bit. I have a way bigger vocabulary and have a stronger base in many of the grammatical concepts. I mean, the very fact that in that video I'm saying Hangul instead of Hangul should give you an idea of what a noob I was. But having said that, the resources that I'm sharing in that video are really good. So in case you haven't watched it, I would still suggest you watch that and I will link it up here. Anyways, today I wanted to share my current top favorite Korean language learning resources, perfect for beginners, and well, they are free. I love free resources. And since I'm coming from a more experienced perspective, there are certain resources that I kept using until today, and there were some resources that are really good, but well, I didn't stick to them. I'm going to cover all of that in this video, so if you're interested, then please continue watching. The first resource that I feel you really must use is called as howtostudykorean.com. Again, I did speak about it in that video as well. And even though currently I don't use this website, I have to say that all my basic grammar for Korean has come from this website, and it's been so organized and well structured that it made every other resource that I'm currently using much easier to learn and understand. So if you're a complete beginner to learning Korean, I highly suggest you start with howtostudykorean.com. It's a very simple basic website. It's absolutely free. It has very well structured lessons and lesson plans. It can get a bit dry and boring, but just stick to it at least till the first 5 to 10 lessons. I think once you cover that, your knowledge of basic grammar will be good at least till all the tenses, and that's where I learned till from howtostudykorean.com. Also great for vocabulary. I still learn vocabulary from howtostudykorean.com. Like every lesson will have like 20 to 30 or even 40 new words, and I just put it in a separate notebook and I learn vocabulary from that even now. Also, if you haven't already, I highly suggest you do start off by learning Hangul, which is the Korean alphabet. Trust me, if you are planning to go deeper into this and want to be fluent in it, you want to be knowing how to read and write Hangul. That's the only way you can get all the pronunciations right. And for me, I did learn Hangul from howtostudykorean.com. The biggest con would be that it's not that great for learning spoken Korean, but for everything else that I just mentioned, it is an amazing free resource. Now coming to the second resource that I use a lot, it's my main resource right now, and that is Talk to Me in Korean podcast. So TTM Mic is quite popular, probably one of the most popular resources out there, and yes, it is free. They have their own website. You can find their podcast on SoundCloud. You can even find them on Spotify. They even have their own app, so it's very convenient. And I think the best part about TTM Mic for me is that all the lessons are very bite-sized. They're like 20 minutes max. Many times it can be even as short as 10 minutes, so it just feels more digestible for a person who's just immediately jumping into a new language. And yes, these are native Korean, so rest assured we know we are learning from the best. The way they teach is very contextual, it's very conversational, so you are more likely to remember the words and the tone in which they speak in while listening to those podcasts, which is why I feel it's better for listening, and even you can practice your speaking with it. And they have all possible levels, right from level 1 to level 9, so that's absolute beginner to intermediate and advanced even. Each level has around 20 to 25 lessons, and each lesson has its own transcript on the website, so you don't even have to make notes. You can even take printouts of this and just highlight the important points. You've heard of it and haven't tried it yet, you must, because I think that's a mistake I made. I wish I would have been introduced to TTMIK much earlier in my language learning stage. TTMIK also has many other paid resources which I've heard great things about. I did buy the level 1 workbook, the digital version, so I just use an iPad and I can almost take like a test or exercise of all that I learned in that particular podcast. The only downside I feel for TTMIK, the way they introduce grammar points and vocabulary or anything else is very contextual. It does not necessarily have a particular structure. So if you are completely new and don't have any sort of base, even though you can of course start learning, they do teach you very basics. Like I think the first lesson is just saying hello, so it's just annyeonghaseyo, how to say that, so it's quite beginner friendly. But what I'm trying to say is that I feel the way the grammar is structured in howtostudykorean.com, that's not how it is with TTMIK. And just because I had that sort of knowledge of basic grammar, learning from TTMIK became so much easier. So if I had to guide you, I would say do howtostudykorean.com, at least finish till the tenses, and then you can come to TTMIK and it'll be a very smooth glide over, and you will find TTMIK so much more enjoyable, and it's a fun way to learn Korean, trust me. One of my other current favorite resources is actually TTMIK's itself, and that is called Iyagi. Iyagi consists of daily basic conversations. Again, there are levels from beginner to intermediate, and you can find them all over the net. You will find them on Spotify as well, and it's just such a great way to practice your listening as well as speaking. You can always emulate their tone, their accent, their pronunciation, practice your speaking after listening to Iyagi. These conversations are very beginner friendly and they are amongst native Koreans, so you can actually practice your listening and speaking very well with this. And also it's a great way to learn vocabulary, I feel, again because there's a context of this story and this conversation going on. Rather than learning random vocabulary words, you are more likely to remember those words if there is some context to it. Each conversation does have a transcript, but I think you have to pay for it. But even without that, they do explain in the audio itself which are the difficult vocabulary words, and you can just jot them down and keep listening to it, and the more you listen to it, the more you'll understand. Another one of my favorite Korean learning resource is an app called as Memrise. Now if you've been part of my channel for a while, it's no shock, I've spoken about Memrise quite a bit, and I really to this day, even after 1 year, love using that app. I haven't been very active in I think the last 1 month, but more or less it's the only app that I go for when it comes to learning Korean. It has other languages as well in case you're interested in that. I've taken the basic Memrise course itself called as Korean 1. I think they have Korean 2, Korean 3 and so on and so forth. Learning from Memrise is just so much fun, so interactive. You can practice your listening really well. They even show you videos of native Koreans having real life conversations or exchange of words, and that way again you can pick up words better in their actual context, setting and pronunciation, which of course just improves your vocabulary and your listening skills. Another feature it has is called as review. So there's different ways of reviewing whatever you've learned. So whether that's reviewing grammar, reviewing only the difficult words that you found, and the app has like one insane algorithm to figure out which were your difficult words. I do feel that is a paid feature, but the more active you are, they do give you free passes of using all these features. The interface is so clean, so to the point, and will not hinder your learning process. Of course, you can also maintain a streak and be top of the leaderboard and all of that jazz. You can add friends. All of that is part and parcel of this beautiful app called as Memrise. Now I know there are so many other apps for learning Korean. There's Duolingo, Drops, Infinite Korean, like I could name 10 of them right now. But the point is, if I had to pick just one app, it would be Memrise. So personally for me, I just like to supplement my main learning, which I'm currently doing from TTMIK, with at least like 15 minutes of Memrise every single day. It's sort of cross learning from different platforms. It really drills that particular word or vocabulary into your mind, and I think that's why I prefer using at least 2 or 3 resources simultaneously. I would not suggest you use more than that. That's what I did last year, and then the worst happened, which is that I never was consistent while learning. So just make sure you don't overwhelm yourself with so many resources out there, because trust me, there are hundreds out there for free. Now the last way is arguably my favorite way to learn Korean, and the resource I'm talking about is YouTube. It's a big world out there on YouTube. There's so many Korean teaching YouTube channels, but I'm not talking about any of those. I'm talking about lyrics. I know for a fact that a majority of you probably watching this video are fan of K-pop or K-drama, well mainly K-pop in this case. For me, in case you don't know, I am ARMY, and yes, that is the reason why I started learning Korean, and now I just love everything about it. So for me, learning from lyrics has been the game changer. I haven't done it as much as I'd like to just because of time constraints, but this is something I'm going to consciously include a lot more of in my study routine. You have all these K-pop lyrics translations channels, so they have all the lyrics with the English translations, with the romanizations. I started off learning Spring Day or Bomnal by BTS. Now I feel there's a very effective way of doing this, and that's what I'm going to share with you. So make sure that whatever lyrics are there on your screen, you are writing them down in Hangul and not the romanized versions of the lyrics. That is not going to help you. And go 2 lines at a time. Don't try to overwhelm yourself with like the entire song. Start with 2 lines, write them in Hangul, and just underneath that also write the English meaning or whatever your mother tongue is and whichever language you're comfortable in. Now in all these lyric videos, you'll also see the meaning of every line. You might want to use Naver Dictionary or just Google in general to find out what every word means in that line. So under each word, make sure you write the English meaning of it, so that way you're not just learning the meaning of the song, but you're also improving your your vocabulary. So giving my own example, like I said, I started with learning Spring Day, and I know the chorus starts with Nun Kochi. Now because I learned it in this manner, I know that Nun means snow and Kochi means flower. So when you combine the two, it becomes snow flower or snowflake in this context. You learn a lot of new words with context, and because you know the tune of the song, the more you sing it, your mind will automatically replay the meaning that you've written in your notebook. So I just feel this way of learning lyrics is so helpful. It's literally killing 5 birds with one stone. I'm not even kidding. You're learning the lyrics of your favorite K-pop song, you're improving your vocabulary, you're improving your listening and speaking as well. I mean, let's be real, if you're a K-pop fan or a K-drama fan, I'm sure you want to understand what they say in their V-lives or interviews, or watch the K-drama without subtitles. I mean, isn't that the dream? So I feel this really helps in that. And of course, learning lyrics, it's absolutely free. Thankfully, we have YouTube. There are enough channels posting lyric videos, so I think we should make the most out of this free resource. So those are all my current top Korean learning resources. Do give this video a big thumbs up if it helped you out in any way. If you have your own ride or die resource, make sure you do comment it down below so that we can all help each other. Do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And I am posting every single day on my Instagram as well, so it's a fun, crazy place there. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram, and I will see you tomorrow in my next June journey video. Till then, stay happy, positive and blessed, and stay safe. Bye.
Oh,